Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear?
Well, let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. And oh, someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home.
Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found.
So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around. You will be found. You will be found.
You will be found. You will be found.
You will be found.
Welcome, friends. My name is Curtis Beasley, and I have the privilege of serving as the president of Mentors International. We are grateful to each of you for spending time with us tonight, and most importantly, for your long-standing support of our efforts. We have a wonderful program in store for you tonight and hope you enjoy. As you all know, the mission of our organization now for over 30 years has always been to lift individuals from the depths of poverty and help put them on a path to what we call sustainable self-reliance. Thanks in large part to your incredible and generous support, we are pleased to report that Mentors International has been able to expand our reach this past year, serving more families and individuals than ever before, even during these difficult months impacted by the worldwide pandemic. Finally, we're able to travel internationally again, and last month I spent some time with our mentors in a small Mayan community in the Octun province in the Yucatan Peninsula region of Mexico. There I met a wonderful group of women who weave native fibers to create tortilla warmers, placemats, handbags, beautiful clothing, and other items. They have even created nativity sets out of these native fibers, and some of these items will be shown or found in our silent auction later this evening. Well, I was so impressed by these women working together while growing their own individual businesses. With the guidance of their mentors, they have now created custom labels and know how to properly price and market their artisan goods. We have also helped them form a co-op of sorts, and they now take turns on the weekends going to various tourist locations and even larger cities to sell their crafts. These women no longer rely on a middle person to sell their products for them. Now all of their profits go towards supporting their children and their families. As you can imagine, the business lessons that our mentors are teaching our clients transfer into their personal lives, which is our goal, obviously, as they learn to better manage their personal finances and are saving for the future. One such beautiful woman in this small Mayan community had saved enough to purchase a refrigerator that for you and me may not seem like a big expense, but this allowed her to expand her business by storing and then selling iced treats and other drinks that others in the area are not able to do, thus differentiating her business from that of others. A key focus tonight is for you to know that this work is bigger than any one individual or any singular program. And every sacred donated dollar does make a profound difference. And for this, we are most grateful. Tonight you will hear several amazing and inspiring stories. We have also invited some special friends to share their talents and experiences with us. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce Bruce Huff, who will then introduce his son Derek. Bruce and Derek will be serving as our MCs for this evening's event. Bruce is a long-standing and influential member of our Mentors International Board of Directors. He is indeed a leadership and management expert. He has also been a successful entrepreneur in his own right and has held key roles in many successful businesses. Bruce is a tireless ambassador for Mentors International, and I'm grateful to call him one of my personal friends. So Bruce, you and Derek take it from here.
Thank you, Curtis. I'm honored to introduce my son, Derek. He is a multi-talented entertainer and New York Times best-selling author. He's currently balancing his time between serving as a judge on ABC's dance competition series Dancing with the Stars and performing in his own No Limit show at the Venetian Resort in Las Vegas. First, we'd like to thank our generous sponsors, Derek. These are the people who have made it very possible for us to be here this evening. Thank you to our Caring Heart sponsors, Portfolio Advisors, Paleon Venture Partners, and the doTERRA Healing Hands Foundation.
We want to thank Town Storage, Redmond Minerals, EcoShield, and Jared and Michelle Remington have generously contributed as our Changing Lives sponsor.
And thank you to Big Electric Supply, Big O Tires, DB Urban Communities, Extra Space Storage, and the George S. and Dolores Dore Eccles Foundation for their Building Communities sponsorship.
We also want to thank Big D Corporation, Sunrider International, and Keep for their Healing Hands sponsorship.
Now, because of these sponsors' generous support, 100% of the donations and the silent auction items purchased tonight and through the rest of this week will go directly to the programs and services that Mentors International provides. And thanks to a very generous anonymous donor, they're going to match donations up to $50,000, doubling our impact.
Wow, that's awesome.
For your convenience, you can even text MENTORS to 76278 to donate right from your mobile devices.
And also don't forget about the silent auction. There are some great items up for grab, many coming directly from the countries where Mentors International serves. There are links to the auction on the Mentors International website as well as in the comments and descriptions. The silent auction will end Saturday evening at 11 p.m. Eastern Time.
And I think we might even have a special auction item ourselves.
Yeah, I want to donate or offer a VIP experience to my Las Vegas residency. So come on down, come check it out, and we'll show you around backstage, and
It'll be a lot of fun.
It'll be a lot of fun.
So this summer, Derek and I had the opportunity of spending a week in Honduras, serving side by side with these tremendous mentors. We witnessed firsthand the profound impact that Mentors International is making, not only in Honduras, but in 10 developing countries throughout the world.
No, it was unbelievable. It was so inspiring to witness communities coming together, working together. We watched local mentors going family by family, one by one, looking for ways to help lift individuals to higher levels of self-reliance.
So for over 30 years, Mentors International, in my opinion, has been the premier nonprofit organization bringing lasting change through their innovative programs, transforming the lives of individuals and families, and breaking the cycle of generational poverty.
Yeah, each year, Mentors International impacts over 30,000 individuals and families. This is pretty amazing. This is incredible.
Yeah, yes, it is. And Mentors International starts each individual's journey towards greater self-reliance with mentoring. Our in-country teams start the mentorship process by getting to know individuals, their families, and their personal needs and circumstances. They help mentees identify their long-term goals and set their short-term objectives. Then they help them devise a plan to achieve their vision of success. Individuals are taught how to track income and expenses, pay off consumer debt, and set aside money for savings each month. In many cases, the individual's Mentors International need advice, encouragement, and even tough love to reach success in business, their careers, and in their lives. With a dedicated mentor by their side, these mentees have a trusted colleague whom they can turn to when they need help. They also have someone who will hold them accountable, pushing them to reach each goal.
So this summer, while we were in Honduras, we met Edna, a beauty salon owner. She started out making and selling jewelry to help support her family, and about 10 years ago, she used the proceeds from her small business to pay for classes to become a beautician. Now, with the support of Mentors International, Edna was able to rent a building for her salon. She painted the walls and added additional lighting as improvements. Her mentors taught her business principles while helping her look for ways to increase her income. While continuing to sell her original jewelry creations, Edna also sells shampoos, lotions, and other hair care products as well. She rents out chairs at her salon to others for added income. Now, Edna's desire to learn and start her own business has inspired her two other daughters.
Awesome.
Which is great. We actually got to meet one of them as well. So one has completed classes as a nail technician and does nails at her mother's salon, bringing an additional business. And the other daughter went to culinary school and has started her own catering business.
Yeah.
And actually, she catered.
She catered our lunch, and it was
Awesome.
fantastic. And Edna is a force to be reckoned with, and it's all because of mentors. These mentors are local leaders with diverse educational backgrounds, vast industry experience, thorough training, and a record of successful volunteer work. They are local to the countries in which they serve, enabling them to offer invaluable insights into the best ways to support the local communities. They understand the unique challenges and opportunities that exist, and they are deeply committed to the success of each mentee. Together, they are actively lifting where they stand.
I think the power of mentoring or mentorship is changing my students' life. But because you share your experience with them, I mean, life is made out of experience. And when you have the capacity of sharing that with young people, that they want to grow and they want to do something for their lives, then that is the most powerful thing of mentorship.
It's been a privilege to work with Mentors International, and the reason for me working with Mentors International is because when I go out to the field to see the women smile, I feel empowered, and I feel there's a great change in their lives, and things are going well with the way Mentors Ghana and Mentors International have a goal helping the rural poor. Thank you.
I can help people to find what they love and what they really want to do in his life, and also they can find a best way to get a better job, also to have a better communication with his family, and help others to receive this blessing that we have to learn.
In developing countries throughout the world, mentoring can mean the difference between failure and lasting success. Mentors International ensures that these worthy individuals have access to tools and resources that will help them reach their goals. Now, more importantly, mentoring provides mentees with the guidance and life skills they need in order to use these tools to achieve sustainable self-reliance. I know that I wouldn't be where I am today without support of my mentors.
That's true. I mean, we all have people we can look to for guidance.
Yeah.
These mentored individuals served are not only inspired to reach their goals, but they often go on to uplift and mentor others. Their success ripples through the community, helping their economies improve, all while lifting where they stand. Tonight, we are grateful to have with us the renowned artist, Greg Olson. Greg was raised in a farming community in rural Idaho. His parents, who were artists themselves, recognized and encouraged his early love of drawing. Later, the devoted tutelage and mentoring from a high school teacher cemented his affinity for drawing and enhanced his technical ability. His biblical art, prints, and posters are represented in religious temples in more than 20 countries around the world.
Hi, my name's Greg Olson. I'm an artist and I'm the creator of this painting entitled Be Not Afraid. The theme of the painting actually is lift from where you stand. And if you look, there are some young children, and for me, those children represent each of us when we feel afraid, when we feel helpless, when we're surrounded by difficult times in our lives. The tumultuous waters, the raging rapids represent those times. The times that are difficult, the times that overwhelm us, the times that make us afraid. And those children might very possibly perish if there wasn't someone there to rescue them, to help them through the situation. In the painting, that help is represented by the figure of the Savior. He's one who knows the safe passage, he knows where the sure footholds are, and he's there to help them get safely to the other side, to a safe and secure place. Sometimes that help could be in the form of another person. You know, each of us have the opportunity to help those who are around us, who we see who might be in need. But we can't really help people who don't want to be helped. So in the painting, if you notice, the little girl, she's taken the first step. Her right foot is stepping forward, it's found a foothold, and then she's meeting the Savior halfway. She's reaching up her hand and taking hold of his and allowing him to lift her to a place of safety. You know, there are people around us who are in that same kind of situation. People, families in developing countries are probably some of the most vulnerable. It can be a depressing situation to be in a cycle of poverty or discouragement. And this is where a place like Mentors International comes in. For over 30 years, they've been helping individuals and families get out of this generational cycle of poverty. I've often thought about if I were to do a sequel to this painting, what would that look like? I imagine these same children, maybe a little older, a little stronger, now standing on secure ground, turning around and reaching down their hands to help those who are struggling. You know, the individuals and families that Mentors International serves, they have the opportunity, once they've gotten themselves to a secure place, a safe place, they can then turn around and teach those same skills, those same principles of self-sufficiency to their friends, to their family, and in that way, that cycle just continues of helping to lift from where we stand. And it creates this wonderful chain of events where we're being mentored, we learn, we assimilate those things, then we turn around and we help those who are following us. And this is what Mentors International does. So it's a wonderful, positive cycle that's developed when we understand that principle. I've benefited from that in my own life with teachers and mentors in my profession, in my personal family life, and I'm so appreciative of those people who take the time to be a mentor to me, to people that I know. It's just a huge blessing. I love this concept of mentoring and what it does in the lives of people, and I hope that we can take the opportunity to find ways to participate in that amazing cycle of mentoring, of lifting from where we stand. In conclusion, I hope that each of us will take the opportunity to look around us and see those who are affected by the raging waters surrounding them, who may be discouraged, who may lose hope, and find ways that we can lift from where we stand. Thank you very much for sharing your time with me. We appreciate your support of Mentors International, and we invite you to continue to look around you and find ways that you can lift from where you stand.
Thank you, Greg. We love you, and we love your powerful and inspiring message. With a blessing from Greg, a print of his Be Not Afraid painting is hung in every one of Mentors International's facilities around the world. They call these facilities Centers for Education and Mentoring because in addition to valuable mentoring, Mentors International provides job-focused training.
Many of the individuals Mentors International serves have had little education and even fewer opportunities. In developing countries, school is not an option for those who don't make enough money to provide even the most basic essentials. But with Mentors International, these individuals are able to learn invaluable skills in return for nothing more than their time and commitment.
These job-focused training courses provide students the opportunity to learn life skills, business skills, and in-demand trades that will position them to either start their own business or to work at someone else's. This summer we met with Dennis in Honduras. He was a force of nature.
My man, Dennis.
When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, Dennis lost his job. He was unable to financially support his family. He was grateful for the opportunity to learn graphic design from Mentors International.
Yeah.
He has now started his own business, designing t-shirts, mugs, and other imprint items. And his daughter took the sales and customer service class from Mentors International, and she helps her father promote his business via Facebook and WhatsApp. And WhatsApp, and delivers products to those customers that they're getting, and it's an exciting thing. Mentors International doesn't charge students for the courses they take. Instead, students pay for their training by performing 40 hours of community service. That's their currency, their time and service. As Dennis was performing his community service, he ended up learning new woodworking skills. And saving money from his new imprint business, he bought a few power tools and saws, and now Dennis is making wooden trays and home decor as an additional side business, bringing in additional income for his family.
Mediante el servicio. Al prestar servicio, aprendí a utilizar las herramientas de carpintería. En el entretiempo, en las noches, aprendí a usar las herramientas de Photoshop e Illustrator en el curso de diseño gráfico. Esas son las dos habilidades que aprendí durante este tiempo. Gracias, mentor. ¡Vamos!
What I loved about Dennis was, first we went in there, he just had an amazing presence about him, great energy, but also the fact that he went to go, do a different job, and on that job he learned a different skill and then turned that skill into another business. And what was even greater though was there was a pride about it, right? There was a lot of pride. He was like, look at what I've created, look what I've made, look what I've learned, and now I get to share it, now I get to sell it, now I get to create something with it. So that was what was so impressive about that. It was actually just the demeanor that was beautiful. At the beginning of 2020, Mentors International was offering 6 vocational courses. Today, they are able to provide 14 different courses. In most of the countries where they serve, schools are still not allowed to be open for in-person learning. Now, Mentors International is able to reach students of all ages more than ever before through online training. Students in the Dominican Republic can take a graphic design course while their instructor lives in Mexico. Now, these classes may be virtual, but there is always an instructor present and engaging with the students during every single class.
Yeah, it's amazing. What's great about Mentors is we were ahead of the curve, and when pandemic hit, we were ready to go in these satellite locations. Demand for the programs and services provided by Mentors International increased dramatically over the past year as people searched for a lifeline to help see them through the significant economic damage and uncertainty brought on by the pandemic. During the 2021 fiscal year, Mentors International enrolled over 7,200 students in their job-focused training programs. That represents a 62% increase from the previous year.
That is very impressive. That's a very impressive number. And especially considering many of these countries still have many restrictions because of the pandemic.
By offering training for business creation and growth, as well as education for job placement, Mentors International is able to support each individual's personal needs and goals. Then, when needed, Mentors International also provides microloans to entrepreneurs who need a small infusion of capital to grow their business. Sometimes literally grow their business, as we saw with farmers. The average microloan from Mentors International is only $132. After an individual receives their microloan, Mentors International still continues to monitor their progress and development through one-on-one mentoring. A donation this evening of just $132 provides an opportunity to jumpstart a business, changing a life for a small business owner in a developing country. Click the donation link in the description right now, and you will make a difference.
Yes, you absolutely should. Do it right now. Don't hesitate. Do it. Especially being there, you can see what a difference it makes. It's incredible. And I was so excited to learn that in May of this past year, Mentors International expanded into
Tuxtla Gutierrez, Mexico.
Thank you. Opening up in a small satellite branch. I visited their Mexico operations a few years ago, and I loved hearing that they are doing so well and growing. I remember going there. That was amazing.
In Mérida.
That's right. A partnership with a local orphanage is allowing Mentors International to teach English classes, business development courses, and basic computer skills to children ages 15 to 17 years old. Now, providing vocational skills to these children helps ensure that they don't end up on the streets after they age out of the system. Mentors International is teaching skills that will serve these students for their lifetimes.
And that's brand new in Tuxtla, Mexico.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic that we're able to do that. I'm grateful to learn that these orphans will have a better chance of finding success thanks to the efforts of Mentors International. I spent a couple of years during my younger years living in Latin America as a missionary. I personally understand the challenges and poverty that these things bring to families and to children living in these regions. Next, I would like to introduce you to a really good friend of mine. She too knows what it is like to live in a developing country. Charlene Wells was born in Paraguay and spent most of her childhood living in Latin America. She became the first bilingual Miss America in 1985. She later went on to have a 15-year career at ESPN as a sports commentator. Charlene is the Senior Vice President of Public Relations and Organizational Communication at Mountain America Credit Union, and we are grateful for her spending her time with us this evening. Charlene is a great friend, and we love you, Charlene, and we look forward to hearing your message.
Hi, everyone. It is such an honor to be part of this important event with you. I really wish we were doing this in person, although there is something to be said for relaxing at home and putting your feet up. Not too bad either. Thank you for making the time to join us tonight. I am the biggest Olympics buff there is. I watch Olympics nonstop when they are on. Why? Well, the reason I love athletic competition, and I spent nearly 20 years in sports broadcasting, is what it says about life. Sports is a microcosm of life playing out right in front of us. In August of this year, the Olympics were held in Tokyo, and I'm guessing some of you may be just as Olympic junkie as I am and may have been watching the track and field men's 800-meter semifinal live with me too. So here's what happened. Isaiah Jewett had won the NCAA 800 meters and he'd placed second at the Olympic trials. Heading into the Olympics, he was in the top 4 in the world. Now he was in the semifinals and needed to place in the top 2 in order to be in the finals. Up until that moment, this was the race of his life. Coming around the final turn, he was in close pursuit of 3 runners when he was clipped in the back heel and he fell hard to the ground. The runner he had contact with also fell hard. Then with barely a couple of stunned seconds, Isaiah got up, helped the other runner up, put his arm around him, and together they ran way at the back of the pack to the finish line. I hope you watched that video. Just Google Isaiah Jewett. Do you think his action had reverberating impact on young athletes worldwide? The simple act of watching someone lift someone else when they were down? Oh, you better believe it. Young athletes everywhere copy what they see for good and bad. It's not too different for the rest of us. In fact, NBC turned that into an entire produced message about how young athletes mimic what they see on the global stage. They pieced together footage of Isaiah's fall with other footage of a kid's soccer game somewhere in the world where a little girl fell, other moments in competition where someone falls, and then came back to the footage of Isaiah helping up the competitor he was tangled up with, then back to the footage of children helping other children up. Anyway, it was a great way to wrap up with a nice bow what we had just witnessed. A USA Today headline read, "American Isaiah Jewett's act of sportsmanship after being tripped is bigger than a win." Not all of us can win medals, but all of us can lift another, and it's bigger than a medal. Isaiah literally lifted where he stood. Later, when he was asked why he did that, he said, they both needed to finish the race. And isn't that life itself, finishing and finishing well, and even better, helping us all finish well? As we think about what it means to lift where you stand, it's not really a big ask. The big ask would be lift a nation by yourself. Lift a world by yourself. Lift a neighborhood. by yourself. Now that's a big ask. This ask is about what you can do right where you are at this stage in life, financially, emotionally, situationally. It may not be much at all. Maybe it's just asking someone you know to watch this event because it might be something that they want to help with. It's about doing something, anything, when you see someone down on the ground, down on their luck, down on the socioeconomic ladder, down on the very basics of survival. Down in any way. Is there anything you can do to make their day, their life, a little better right from where you stand? When my son was 6 years old, his elementary school started a new tradition. The principal called me and let me know that I needed to attend a special year-end school assembly, recognizing some of the students. I had no idea why. She just said it was important. So I left work and came in at the back with all the parents. And this was an awards assembly. And after all the traditional awards were given out, I was still wondering why I was there. Then the principal got up, went to the podium and said the school decided to create a first ever Humanitarian Award. And the first recipient? My first grader, Jacob. I was speechless. Why? He was in the first grade. I soon learned that every day at recess, while his friends played soccer or tag, he played basketball with 2 special needs students on his own. No one asked him. He would encourage them to shoot the ball, and then when they missed, he would chase down the ball, bring it back to them to try again. And gradually, over time, he got other students to join them. Eventually, the whole class started including the 2 special needs students in more of their activities. The parents of these 2 students noticed and gratefully appreciated how their special needs children were being so accepted. Right where he stood, all of 6 years old, he did something to make a difference. He had no money, no great skill sets, no influence, just the desire to do something to help. So he did something. What does it mean to lift? You know, if you have a bad back, just the word lift can make you cringe, right? But that's not what I'm talking about. To figuratively lift. Is it to inspire, motivate, give a hand? Just a hand, not your entire life. There's a book review in Forbes entitled, "So You Want to Lead, Lift Where You Stand." And the review is on a book entitled Everyday People, Extraordinary Leadership. The whole book is about the formula for extraordinary leadership is not waiting for title or position. It's lifting where you stand. It's about the influence you can have in ways right around you. And that is what leads to extraordinary leadership. A few years ago, I interviewed the Adjutant General for the Utah National Guard, Major General Brian Tarbett. Now, this was at the height of our U.S. presence in both Iraq and Afghanistan, and something he said really stuck with me. He said, "Our Utah Guard members, no matter how difficult the orders, always, quote, bloom where they are planted," end quote. They don't just show up with all their gear and drive around in armored tanks and vehicles. They built schools. They created order to enable voting. They delivered tons of school supplies to kids and teachers. They did more than their already hard job of being half a world away from their families in the extreme climates, long days, unexpected demands. They lifted by building schools, doing more than their job. I had a chance to go to Iraq in 2009 because of my work, and I went with a platoon into the town of Balad to deliver school supplies to a girls' school. As I talked with some of our soldiers, one of the Iraqi men came over with a big smile, and he pointed to one of our soldiers, and through a translator, he said that he had named his new baby boy after this soldier who had paid special attention to him and his family. What had the soldier done? This soldier, turns out, had shared some of his candy. He had brought pens and paper that his family had sent him to give to these new Iraqi friends. He encouraged this family to send their girls to school. The soldier didn't think it was much, but to this man and his family, he had given them vision of democracy, of education for his whole family. He lifted them right where he stood in his Army-issue boots and very little resources. but his actions and those of other soldiers actually grew into an entire strategy of winning hearts and minds by serving the people in Iraq, in Afghanistan, helping them build schools. On the other side of the world, in Guatemala, Ernesto was about 5 years old when he started working side by side with his father to plant, cultivate, and harvest their fields of corn and beans, berries, and other produce. He couldn't go to school past his 3rd year because he was needed in the fields. He married at age 16 per the local custom of remote life, and they had 5 children. As their family grew, he needed help to increase his crop yield. Ernesto borrowed $65 from a family friend and invested it in the purchase of additional seeds, but that year, his entire crop was ruined by too much rain. He was determined, though, to pay back his friend, and that's when he learned about Mentors International. That's when he met Venancio, one of the 175 mentors with Mentors International. After learning about financial and business best practices, he received his first microloan of about $260. He bought more seeds to plant 5 acres, and with his successful harvest, he repaid his friend, repaid the microloan, and ended up with a net profit of $131. He didn't stop there. The lift he received just by talking with Venancio gave him the confidence to move forward to better his situation. He applied for another loan, this time for $327, and planted even more produce. After that harvest, he had enough net profit, $262, which was enough to buy his first acre of land. Ernesto remembers that when he met Mentors International, he had a debt of $105 and no savings. Today, Ernesto no longer has personal debts, and he's been able to save $118 so far. This has brought a better quality of life for the whole family, but especially for his children who have been able to continue studying in school. So, who did the lifting here? Certainly, Ernesto, helping himself and looking for help. Venancio, who was there on the front lines to provide local guidance and support to about 500 clients. And many of you watching right now who made what you may have thought was a simple donation to Mentors International last year, but to Ernesto, the $260 changed the course of his and his family's lives. And the loan was repaid and reinvested into lifting more who need it. In conclusion, each of us find ourselves at one time or another when you just don't have the capacity to lift anyone else. Sometimes it's hard enough to lift ourselves, and that's okay. We all take turns being in a place where we need to be lifted, and only you know when you are in a place to lift others. Thank you for even taking the time to be part of this virtual event. That right there is doing something, and that's lifting right where you stand. If you can do more, you know it's incredibly appreciated. Thank you so much for taking this time to be with us. It's a pleasure to be with you, and I send best wishes to you and your families. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you, Charlene, for sharing your thoughts with us.
The theme throughout this evening has been to lift where you stand. Everyone has the opportunity to help someone else, no matter what their present circumstances may be. One of the programs from Mentors International is called Service Currency. It is a simple program, but it makes such a profound difference.
Yes, we have both witnessed this program in our current visit on a first-hand basis. Students pay for their training courses by performing 40 hours of approved and substantive community service to schools, municipalities, hospitals, orphanages, senior care centers, and more. From experience, Mentors International knows that people are more likely to properly utilize their training if they feel personally invested in the process. It's human nature to value what you pay for. As a result, our students not only better themselves, but they improve the lives of others.
Now, remember Dennis, who we talked about earlier. He has completed his service hours requirements. Yet, whenever he hears of a service project to help another, Dennis is one of the first to volunteer. So it's not just about the currency, it's about what it does to you, and you want to continue to pay it forward and continue to help. And he's not the only one that performs, more than is required for the 40 hours of service. During the last year, over 250,000 hours of service were performed by Mentors International program participants worldwide.
I mean, it's pretty hard to even put a monetary value on that in these countries. And, last November, we had back-to-back hurricanes.
That's right.
Eta and Iota devastated Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. Many areas were flooded. Houses were destroyed, including several of our mentors' homes. The call for volunteers was made throughout these countries, and where possible, these students stepped up, trudging through miles of mud to help dig out houses for families they didn't even know. It has been a year since these hurricanes, and many areas are still rebuilding. This summer, both Derek and I were able to help participate in a service project helping to rebuild a house.
Yeah, my father and I, we met Claudia, who is a palm oil farmer in Honduras. His house was destroyed. During the flooding from these hurricanes, his crops were destroyed. For almost a year, Claudia and his wife Carmen have been living in tarp huts, cooking outside. A generous donor helped pay for the materials to rebuild his house, and Claudia's son Marcos, who has a construction experience, is helping to oversee this project. Now, students, teachers, mentors, and even neighbors are all coming together to help rebuild his home. Claudia's home now has a strong cement foundation and walls. The floor is several feet higher than the original home to help protect it, from future floods if it happens. And what I love seeing my father. I love seeing my dad up here on the ladders, helping out, lifting everything, drilling things in the walls, helping framing the house. And it was such a privilege to serve side by side with, these other volunteers. This home is becoming the center of this little village. People are gathering here. This is where it all, it's becoming sort of a hub. This home is now going to become a safe house where they can find safety from future storms.
Dennis, who we talked about earlier, he was there. He'd completed his service, but he was eager to sign up, and he was there already working by the time Derek and I got there. And it was like, Dennis, it's so great seeing you.
We just saw you yesterday.
and it just shows what happens with people. They understand how this process works and this paying forward. And Dennis is just such a great example to all of us. I remember speaking with Claudio and hearing him share his love and gratitude for his wife. Since Claudio's palm oil fields were destroyed in the hurricane, Carmen and her daughters have stepped up and have started selling tortillas. They were a machine.
It was amazing. We saw the whole process.
They were making the masa, and they were making tortillas, and it was going, and they had a system down, and again, they're creating enterprise there and supporting their families. They want to work. All these hardships have hit their life, but together they're stronger than ever before because of the support from Mentors International. With tears in their eyes, Claudio and Carmen thanked all of the volunteers and thanked Mentors International for being there for them during the darkest period of their life. They have hope for the future. Because of generous donors, Mentors International is ready and able to assist many families during their darkest times. Donating what you can. When we all live together, we can move mountains and change the world one family at a time. You can do that right now when you donate to Mentors International.
Yes, all donations make a lasting difference. Another family you might have heard of had a similar experience to ours this summer while serving with Mentors International in Mexico. Matt and Savanna Shaw are a daddy-daughter singing duo from Utah who rose to the prominence during the COVID-19 quarantine. Savannah, eager to keep in touch with her friends, started a musical social media account.
You know something about social media.
A little bit, yeah. Especially during that time.
They are terrific. After their original video, The Prayer, went viral, Matt and Savannah continued releasing duets on social media and other streaming platforms, with singles charting in both the US and the UK. They quickly garnered a worldwide following, resulting in over 500,000 YouTube subscribers.
Wow.
In October of 2020, their first album, Picture This, debuted at #1 on the iTunes pop chart and #1 on multiple Billboard charts.
Wow.
Now they've released a total of 3 albums, all of which have debuted at the top of iTunes, Amazon, and Billboard charts worldwide.
That's incredible. Wow, congratulations. And Matt and Savannah's uplifting song choices and harmonies have inspired people the world over. They have a passion for using music for good. Their goal is to share hope and spread joy through their music.
Yes, thank you, Bruce and Derek. This summer, my family had an amazing opportunity to go down to Mexico as a family and see the great work that Mentors International is doing down there. It was amazing to see the circumstances that they live in, and especially for my kids to experience that for the first time. We met this great family, Flavio and Elbia. They have 2 kids about the same age as my kids. But Flavio got injured at work, and because he was unable to work, he's receiving a pension of about $60 a month, which obviously just isn't enough to support his family.
Flavio and Elbia started to create beautiful embroidery pieces together to help meet their needs. They make these blouses, and it takes about 4 weeks to make each one. But they're actually auctioning. There's a silent auction going on right now. They're auctioning off one of these blouses, so you can go to the description or the comments below to find the link to go bid.
And they are beautiful.
Yes, they're amazing.
So pretty. And so Flavio and Elbia, they're working hard to improve their circumstances. And none of it would be possible without the help of Mentors International. They are training them how to manage their finances. They're training them how to stay out of personal debt and to budget. Just all amazing things that's going to make a huge impact, not only on their lives, but the lives of their children too.
Absolutely. We had the amazing opportunity as a family to do a service project for this family. We went and we cleaned up around their house, and we put a fresh coat of paint in their house. Flavio and Elbia are so excited to just have this fresh start in their house, and we were just so honored to be a part of that for them.
We really were, and it reminded us just how blessed we are in our circumstances, the opportunities that we've been given and the education that we've received that we sometimes take for granted. And so this next song that we want to share with you just reminds us all that when we have these opportunities, when we're blessed, that we need to reach out and lift where we stand. And when we are strong, we can say to them who are weak, you will be found.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one would hear?
Well, let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand. And oh, someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, and when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your head and look around, you will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. There's There's a place where you don't have to feel unknown. And every time that you call out, you're a little less alone. If you only say the word, from across the silence, your voice is heard.
And oh, someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home.
Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, as you reach up and you rise again.
Lift your head and look around. You will be found.
You will be found.
You will be found.
You will be found. Out of the silence, the morning is breaking, and all for you, all for you. It's filling up the empty, and suddenly I see that all is new, all is new.
You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone.
You were not alone.
You are not alone.
You were not alone.
You are not alone.
You were not. You were not alone. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. If you'll only look around,
You will be found.
even when the dark comes crashing through,
You will be found.
when you need a friend to carry you, you will be found. You will be found. You will be found. So one of the most meaningful experiences that I had while helping with Mentors International was during that service project. We met a young man named Miguel. He was 12 years old, and he was just so happy to be there, to have us there, to interact with us. He spoke Mayan, so we didn't get to communicate very well, but he was just the happiest kid and wanting to help us paint and just get all involved and do a lot of the work himself. He's so good to our kids, just super kind. And while we were painting the wall, since we were painting the wall, I thought I'd have some fun with Miguel. And I wrote his name on the wall. And I was like, look, it says Miguel. He didn't recognize his own name. And that really put things into perspective, that he doesn't have the kind of education that we often take for granted here in the States.
You know, I love what Mentors International is doing because it's teaching these parents how to get out of poverty that they've been in, that their family tree has been in for so many generations. And I just love that they're giving them resources, because not only does it benefit the adults and the parents, but with that example, the kids can also improve their lives, and hopefully they'll get a chance, with their parents doing well, to go to school and get the education that so many of us here in the States take for granted. This next song, I feel, is very applicable because it's just a prayer for life to be kind, and that children and everyone just have a place to feel safe. So this is the prayer. Be our eyes and watch us where we go, and help us to be wise this be our prayer when we lose our way. Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, to a place where we'll be safe.
I pray we'll find your light.
I pray we'll find your light
and hold it in our heart.
and hold it in our hearts.
When stars go out each night,
When stars go out each night,
remind us where you are. Let this be our prayer.
let this be our prayer.
When shadows fill our day.
When shadows fill our day.
Lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, to a place where we'll be safe. A world where pain and sorrow will be ended, and every heart that's broken will be mended, and we'll remember we are all God's children, reaching out to touch you, reaching to the sky. We ask that life be kind.
We ask that life be kind.
And watch us from above.
And watch us from above.
We hope each soul will find.
We hope each soul will find
Another soul to love.
another soul to love.
Let this be our prayer.
Let this be our prayer.
Just like every child.
Just like every child
needs to find a place. Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be safe. Give us faith so we'll be
While we were in Mexico with Mentors International, we had the opportunity to film a music video there for our new song, Dream Big. And I love this song for Mentors International because I feel like what they're doing for the people that they work with is just giving them the opportunity to dream big.
And not just dream big, but they are introduced to the possibility of having dreams that they didn't even know they could dream before. And so we love the good work that Mentors International is doing. We'd encourage you to get involved, and we hope you enjoy our new music video of Dream Big.
When you cry, be sure to dry your eyes, 'cause better days are sure to come. And when you smile, be sure to smile wide, and don't let them know that they have won.
And when you walk, walk with pride. Don't show the hurt inside, because the pain will soon be gone. And when you dream, dream big as the ocean blue. 'Cause when you dream, it might come true. When you dream big. And when you laugh, be sure to laugh out loud, 'cause it will carry all your cares away. And when you see the beauty all around and in yourself, and it will help you feel okay. And when you pray for strength
to help you carry on when the troubles come your way.
And when you dream big as the ocean blue. 'Cause when you dream, it might come true. When you dream big.
Most of the people don't have a refrigerator, and she saw that opportunity. Instead of spending her money in something else, from her savings, she bought this refrigerator. Because of the weather, it's very hot here, so the kids and the young people come and buy this ice. It's been giving her a very good income in the last few weeks.
And when you laugh, be sure to laugh out loud, 'cause it will carry all your cares away.
And when you see the beauty all around and in yourself, it will help you feel okay. And when you pray for strength to help you carry on when the troubles come your way. And when you dream big as the ocean blue. 'Cause when you dream, it might come true. When you dream big.
Thank you, Matt and Savannah, for inspiring us to dream big. That is the message that these mentors are sharing every day with families living in these developing countries who are trapped, living in poverty. Mm-hmm. Their dreams of providing more for their families are coming true thanks to Mentors International and the programs they offer.
Mentors International also has big dreams. They want to help everyone that has a desire to improve their circumstances. To do this takes funding.
Now we are challenging you. This is your opportunity to lift where you stand through your donations and your participation in our silent auction. Every dollar donated to Mentors International makes a 3.5 times economic impact on a mentored family.
Now remember that now, throughout the weekend, all donations will be matched up to $50,000, making your impact twice as great. Now please donate right now. Click the link within the comments below or text MENTORS to 76278 to donate right from your cell phone.
You might be asking yourself, how can I get involved with Mentors International? Well, visit our website at mentorsinternational.org and sign up to receive their monthly newsletter.
Follow them on social media, like, comment, and share their stories with your friends and families. Let everyone know that you support Mentors International and their sustainable mission to end poverty.
You can be a leader in this army of helping. Participate in one of our expeditions. Travel with us and see firsthand the meaningful impact that Mentors International is making. I've personally been changed for the better after meeting these families and mentors.
I too have valued my time, spent with these incredible individuals and learning their stories. Keep the momentum of this evening going, everyone. Together we can lift where we stand and make meaningful change.
You know, we both have personally witnessed the change in individuals as they are receiving mentoring and support from Mentors International. The smiles on their faces, the dignity they feel as they make positive changes, the confidence coming from improving their circumstances, the pride of being self-reliant, learning how to do it on their own, ending the cycle of poverty for them, their children, and their grandchildren. Their future is bright, and their dreams, big dreams, are coming true. I'm humbled by your kind hearts and generosity this evening.
I'm also very, very grateful to be here supporting one of the world's most impactful charities, Mentors International. I am thankful to be able to share this evening virtually with everyone tonight. Thank you so much for having me. Now, don't forget that there is still time left on the silent auction. It will end at 11 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday. The link for the auction is on Mentors International website as well as in the comments and description below, so go check it out.
You should just know from the bottom of my heart that every dollar you give is a sacred dollar. It is given and used in a way that is blessing the lives of people throughout the world. And Mentors International is the best steward you could ask for using your dollars to help the people of this world break this cycle of poverty. Thank you again for answering the call to lift where you stand. God bless you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, mentor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, mentors.
Gracias, mentor.
Olson Mentor International. Gracias, mentor.
Gracias, mentor.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, mentor.
Thank you.
Thank you, mentor Gana.
Namaste. Thank you very much.
Adiós a todos.
Un abrazo,
Gracias, hermano.